Like, I still very much oppose Haley Stevens' worldview. It's impossible for me not to give her credit for immediately snapping into action, you know? It's great. It's very important. She's a party loyalist. She is a real workhorse. You know what I mean? She's doing the stick it to him. Haley Stevens is growing on me.
And this is a quote from Jonathan Cowan, the president of Third Way. It is deeply troubling to see radical far-left candidates winning in places that are potentially presidential swing states. Two questions. One, do you share that concern? And two, is this where people in the party should be focusing their attention right now?
Oh, my God. I have no idea. I didn't know about this Third Way business. I mean, I haven't talked to them. Look, we're in the trenches right now in Michigan. I mean, we got to come and win a dang election.
She's right. She's right. She's right. When you're right, you're right. Respect. Respect. Do you care about setting up hurdles against Donald Trump or not? A lot of these guys at Third Way and these centrist think tanks, they don't give a shit. If Trump wins, they still win. They don't care. They feel, perhaps foolishly, that they can avoid the worst. They feel as though any kind of entry point to more left flank policies within the Democratic tent is a threat to their bottom line. That's it. That's literally their primary concern. Many of them will become Republicans if they're not already secretly Republican. So don't be shocked when these Third Way dipshits a couple years down the line turn into open Republicans. They say, you know, sorry, this is a bridge too far for me. These guys are too radical. The left just left me behind. I've been a progressive my whole life, but, you know, the progressives are far too out of control. The reason why they're doing that is because they just care about protecting their bottom line. They don't give a fuck about Americans being gunned down to the streets by ICE. They just want to make sure that they don't have to pay more taxes. Their job is to control the Democratic Party to the best of their ability, to connect Democrats with these corporate entities. They are the connective tissue between Corpo Dems and the corporations themselves. All they care about is making sure that their bottom line is protected, that corporate interests are protected. There are those, on the other hand, who are careerist Democrats who at least care about the Democratic Party winning elections, care about the Democratic Party genuinely creating a Senate majority. Haley Stevens is a person who understands the moment, whether it's because of her ambitions for future office or higher office later down the line, who knows? Doesn't matter. She understands that this moment requires her to get to work and push for Abdul El-Sayed to ensure that the Senate majority is delivered to the hands of the Democratic Party. And while I have my issues with the National Democratic Party, I understand that assignment as well. I recognize that this moment requires us to collaborate with Democrats, with liberal capitalist Democrats who oppose us every step of the way. And the only reason why I recognize it is because the fucking fascist Republican Party are setting up blacklists. They want to jail us. They are already killing our neighbors. They're occupying our cities. There is no other way to put an end to this. And it's not like it's going to be a foolproof way to put an end to Trumpism, to MAGA, to fascism. But it's at least one additional hurdle. Our job right now is to sabotage this administration's most violent tendencies. Our job right now is to try to set up as many hurdles as possible. We cannot simply sit around and expect the courts to do their fucking job, especially when the courts are in the crosshairs of this administration, especially when the courts have been filled to the brim with Republican psychopaths. This is an existential fight for American democracy. This is an existential fight for America as a institution, as a country. It's an existential fight for all Americans, even those who oppose us every step of the way. If you care about due process, you have to fight for it. If you care about free speech, you have to fight for it. Sometimes alongside people who are unlikely allies.
I mean, it's major. I got Congress candidate Christina Hines, all right, running in Michigan 10. She's about to come over. We're going to be working this morning. I want everyone to get involved with her race. We're going to flip that seat. Hakeem Jeffries needs to become the speaker from a place called Michigan. You know what? I don't want to. I'm done with the dunking and the criticizing and the talking, but I don't know why we're talking about war. Is that the New York Times words, Capert, or is that the Third Way's words? Who's saying war?
The war is in quotes, and I'm not going to attribute it to Third Way without having.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it. The New York Times practically moved to Michigan while we were doing this primary. I mean, they were here every other day, but geez Louise, we got to look. I don't, everyone's got their different focuses. I am very focused on making sure that we protect and expand Medicaid. I am very focused on making sure that we do voting rights. I am very focused on making sure that, yes, the 19 labor unions that were in my primary with me, that their members are coming out and voting. Look, I was bopping all over Detroit yesterday, and people are fired up. I'm not wasting a minute. I've been knocking doors and being in this party since I was old enough to be in the party. I love being in the party, and there is an existential threat in this country. There's outright corruption. You got the debt growing faster than the GDP, meaning we are bankrupting ourselves. We're about to hit the 2030s. All right, Social Security's going. We got a whole thing here that
there's a long list, Congresswoman, of things, and you are fired up.
Yes. I love being a Democrat.
This is great. You and your new friend Abdul El-Sayed. He was just on the. We just had him on the show. We just had your new bestie. He said he'd be happy to be on the trail with you, and he has your endorsement. How much are you going to be on the trail, appearing next to him as we move forward?
Look, these guys all know me. I told the party chair, I told Abdul, I told them all. I said, you just call me. Jocelyn Benson, she was just on the show. We love Jocelyn. It's such a cool ticket. I mean, when have you seen a ticket like that in Michigan? We just produce these awesome tickets. I remember in 2018, we had Whitmer, Nessel, and Benson. I called them the real big three. So I told, look, to answer your question directly, though, I'll do whatever's needed. I'm on the team. Folks know they know I'm in the House, right? I'm a Democratic seat flipper, and this is why I'm working with Hines, Christina Hines, Hillary Scholten out in West Michigan. She's a foot soldier, and she's trying to flip Sean McCann. This is this nice guy who's going to beat Bill Huizenga. He's a real solid Democrat. I mean, we got Callie Barr in the North. I mean, we got a bunch of people running in Michigan who are going to flip seats and give Hakeem Jeffries the historic nomination.
Congresswoman Haley Stevens, fired up, ready to go.
And every person ready for office.
Windbreaker. Your windbreaker game.
Thank you, man, for coming to the weekend.
Vintage. This is my dad's vintage jacket.
We love it. Shout out to Dad Stevens.
She's actually unironically growing on me a little bit.
To think that when
she's unironically growing, guess AIPAC money didn't hit this week. No, it's over. She's like, primary's over. Primary's over. Time to get back to fucking work. Roll up the sleeves. She's a racist AIPAC stooge. Hey, it's clear to me that there is a higher priority here for Haley Stevens, and it's good that you guys recognize that. The higher priority here is not to maintain the AIPAC stooge position. The higher priority for her is to maintain the Democratic majority, to create the Democratic Senate majority.